How you doing, Mr. DJ? Back on the countdown, WJJD's. Let me get that playlist. WJJD's 40 top tunes of Greater Chicago, July 9th, 1956. Handles some rock and roll tunes. Carl Perkins and Little Richard. Also the Clovers, an R&B hit at number 40, and Hot Diggity, which Perry Como, huge hit in 56. Now we go to a Lost 45 at number 36. Her name, Georgia Gibbs. Her biggest hits, Twiddly Dee, or Twiddle Dee, and Dance With Me Henry, both around in the mid 50s. Huge hits, probably her biggest hits. Well, in the rock and roll era. One of her biggest hits, perhaps her biggest hits, was a song called Kiss of Fire, which she did back in 1951. That went to number one on Billboard's well, it wasn't called the Hot 100 back then. I'll just call it number one on the charts. And she performed that song on the Milton Berle Show back in 1951. Talk about the early days of television. Loads of people did not have a television back in the early 50s. If you had a television back then, oh boy, you were on a roll. You're doing pretty good. You're a high roller. Um, the thing about Georgia Gibbs, she had a versatile voice. She could do torch songs. She could do rock and roll if push came to shove. R&B. She could do jazz, swing. She was in some swing bands back in the late 30s, early 40s. She was on the Lucky Star radio show back in 1937, 38. She was a teenager at that time. And during World War II and in the 40s, she was in various bands. One of them, she performed with Artie Shaw back in 1942. She was about 36, 37 when she came out with this song called Kiss Me Another. This is Georgia Gibbs at number 36 on WJJD Survey, the week of July 9th, 1956.